officers who found the body of Sasha Samsudean in her downtown Orlando apartment. Officers said it started as a missing persons report. Friends and family worried Sasha had disappeared off social media. When police entered Sasha's apartment, they found her dead in her bedroom, wrapped up in a comforter. Family, the testimony was clearly very painful to listen to. The medical examiner explained to the jury step by step how Sasha Samsudean died, how she was strangled, the killer either using his fingers or forearms. The medical examiner said he had never seen key parts of the neck fractured so severely.
Sasha with 407 Apartments TV. I'm here at the Edge Orlando Apartments near UCF, so let's go check out what they have to offer.
Sasha Samsudean was a 27-year-old apartment TV host. She was sociable, kind, loved her job and worked very hard. She had recently moved into a new apartment called the Uptown Place. October 16, 2015. Her team had just won and she had gone to celebrate with her friends. Around midnight, she told her friend Anthony that she was going home and everyone went their separate ways. October 17, 2016. She and Anthony had made plans to meet for breakfast. But Sasha did not show up and was not replying to his texts. But after hours passed, Anthony grew concerned. He and two other friends went to check on her. When they got to the apartment, they saw Sasha's car in the parking lot. They banged on her apartment but got no response. Anthony then phoned 911.
Hey, I need to fill out a missing persons report. We went to her apartment to go check. She's there, and she's on here.
And what is her first name?
Her first name is Sasha.
Police and the security went up to her apartment at 8 p.m. to do a welfare check. The apartment was locked and there was no signs of forced entry. Everything was in order. Nothing seemed to be disarranged. But when they got to the bedroom, they made a shocking discovery. I must warn you, the details that are about to follow may be intriguing to some audience. They saw Sasha's hair hanging from the duvet and her hand was also protruding. It was no longer a case of where Sasha was, but rather a homicide. She had been raped and strangled to death. She had marks around her neck and she had been beaten too. She had wounds on her arms and her necklace had come off too and was stuck in her hair. Her shirt and bra had been ripped open and her underwear had been forcefully removed. Sasha's purse and key were missing. Her bedroom smelt strongly of cleaning products. There were discolored patches that looked as if they were caused by bleach. The cupboard where Sasha had kept her cleaning supplies was wide open. A condom wrapper was also found near the bed and there was a shoe imprint that was visibly seen. The toilet seat was open, which was quite odd as she lived alone. The police swapped underneath the toilet seat and retrieved 2 fingerprints. They also swapped Sasha's body for fingerprints.
She was a graduate of Seminole High School in Sanford. Police are asking anyone who was in the area of North Orange Avenue and Mark Street early Saturday morning to please call them.
Home here to her Uptown Place apartments just before 2 a.m. where she was in the hallway caught by a security camera.
This is very sad, and and our biggest thing is we really do want to solve this, and I hope that anyone that sees this picture and that can recognize her that night, just to please give us a call.
Police surveilled the CCTV footage from within and outside the building. Stephen Duxbury had been the security guard there for 5 months. He had seen Sasha coming home that morning. He said he did not let her in as she had no ID and no keys to the building. She got in through another resident who opened the door for her. Stephen then went looking for her, and when he finally found her, she was trying and failing to input the code. Stephen said that he saw her with another man. A man Stephen had never seen before.
I think I saw her again at some point later on. It didn't really document it because I wasn't sure, and there was nothing suspicious about when the gentleman I saw her with were doing. They were just walking in the hallway.
Police had to find this man, and they had to find him fast. Police were able to spot her on CCTV. She was wearing a white trouser and a purple top. She was then seen again in the company of 2 people. The police urged them, whoever they were, to come forward and give a statement. 2 women came and said that they helped her as she seemed intoxicated. The 2 women were concerned for her safety and took an Uber with her. They got to Uptown Place and Sasha said that that was where she lived. The women waited until she entered the building, but she was unsuccessful as she did not have her key fob. Stephen came and told them that he cannot let anyone enter until they proved they were residents. Just as they were talking, another resident opened the door for Sasha. The girls and Stephen spoke for a while until Stephen went to check up on Sasha. Everyone's story matched. Sasha's iPad was found and the police investigated it as it was synced to her phone. Police found a text from Sasha to Ben asking him if they could hang out. Ben and Sasha had dated before. Then later that night, Sasha just texted Ben. That was the last text on her phone.
And you haven't seen her since Thursday night?
Correct.
When's the last time you spoke to her?
I received a message from her at 5:12 a.m. on Saturday morning. That was are you talking about on the phone or via text message or anything?
On the phone or text message?
Yeah, text message. The last kind of back and forth we had was around 1 in the morning, but I got a message from her at 5:12 a.m. Just said my name, and then I responded about 16 minutes later, and I never heard back from her after that.
Ben accepted a DNA swap and he had an alibi which made him to be ruled out as a suspect. The police also spoke to a man named Taylor who was in a relationship with Sasha for 2 years. He was working a shift at the bar and had multiple alibis. Yet again, he was ruled out as a suspect. Sasha Samsudean was laid to rest a few days after her death. The CCTV footage from Uptown Place was restricted, but the police finally got their hands on them. CCTV shows Sasha getting into the building at around 1:46 a.m. She was followed inside by a male who asked her if she was all right. She then headed upstairs and disappeared from view for around 20 minutes. At 2:06 a.m., she was seen running up more stairs. She was then followed by Stephen. The police could not see the unknown male and appealed to members of the building to come forward if they saw anything. The police continued to review the CCTV to see if there was anything they missed. And they did. At 6:36 a.m., a familiar face was seen exiting the second floor with trash bags. It was Stephen Duxbury. He told the police that his shift ended at 6 a.m., but he was still in the building at 6:39 a.m. It was also not usual for the security guard to take out the trash bags. The police had recognized the trash bag. It had come from inside Sasha's apartment. Police obtained a warrant to search his house. He was also asked to come in for a polygraph test. During the polygraph test, he was asked if he ever entered Sasha's apartment, to which he replied no. According to the polygraph, that was a lie.
Is your man completely still and answer each question with a simple yes or no? Is your first name Stephen?
Yes.
Do you work for Vital Security?
Yes.
Did you enter Sasha's apartment that night?
No.
Inside Stephen's home, police found a pair of shoes that matched the shoe prints found inside Sasha's apartment. 3 days later, police learned that the thumbprint found on the toilet seat matched Stephen's. DNA found on Sasha's chest also belonged to him. Stephen also had a bite mark on his forearm and scratches to his body. When Sasha came home, Stephen saw it as an opportunity. He broke into her house, sexually assaulted her, then strangled her to death. He then used her cleaning products to get rid of the DNA.
17th, Sasha Samsudean was found murdered in her apartment. Today, our detectives have arrested Stephen Duxbury, the security guard from Uptown Apartments, in connection with this case. Stephen Duxbury is charged with first-degree murder, sexual battery, and burglary to an occupied dwelling. As a security guard, he used his access to prey on someone who was very vulnerable. Our hearts go out to Sasha's family. Our thoughts and prayers are with them, and we hope that this will bring a little bit of closure or start the process of closure for this family.
The defense argued that somebody else may have entered and killed Sasha after Stephen and Sasha had consensual sex. But the prosecution said, the body does not tell lies. The scene does not tell lies.
Away from the start of a murder trial for a former security guard accused of killing a young woman. Jury selection starts tomorrow in Stephen Duxbury's trial. Channel 9's Sierra Pubman is live outside the courthouse. And Sierra, the defense was given a blow when a judge said key pieces of evidence would not be thrown out.
And that evidence is going to be in. It includes some shoes that were found at the defendant's house, as well as some statements he made during a polygraph test. And earlier today, I was talking to our legal analyst, and he explains just how big of a deal this is. Stephen Duxbury's defense fought to keep statements their client made during a polygraph test, as well as these shoes reportedly found at his home that allegedly match marks at Sasha Samsudean's apartment, out of court. But the judge says they're in. Channel 9 legal analyst Bill Schaefer.
A circumstantial evidence case is like a puzzle. You have to get all of those pieces of that puzzle into evidence so that you can show this defendant is guilty of what you charged him with.
During the trial, Schaefer says we can expect the defense will try to get more puzzle pieces thrown out.
Once jury selection begins, it's too late to make motions to exclude evidence. However, the defense during the trial will raise objections as that evidence comes in.
Duxbury is accused of raping and killing Samsudean back in 2015.
The defendant's statement that he was never in that apartment is inconsistent with forensic evidence. That could be key to the state's case.
After a 7-day trial and 4 hours of deliberation, Stephen was found guilty and was given life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sasha's parents work with Orlando police to help grieving members during their hard times.
Hurts a whole lot.
More than 2 years after their daughter was killed, Tara and Ken Samsudean still deal with the grief.
Sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Now the couple is honoring their daughter's legacy by working alongside the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Someone to hold your hands, someone to guide you through the system.
For Tara Samsudean, she struggled to work as a trauma nurse after the death of her daughter. Instead, she's helping people like those at this annual Victims' Rights Breakfast.
We help ourselves by telling our stories, but we also help them by listening to their stories.
This case makes one to think that if a security guard who is supposed to protect is the same one who is doing the unthinkable, then in whose hands are we safe?
Boyd's daughter, Christy Wilson, was murdered in Placer County in 2005. Her killer, Mario Garcia, convicted. He never revealed where he buried Christy's body.
To go to bed every single night wondering, where did this killer put my child? Is painful.
15 years after the murder, Garcia's own son finally gave detectives a clue that led to the discovery of Wilson's body. The date is seared in her mother's memory.
When Christy was found, August 20th of 2020, 15 years after she had been taken, my life changed. My family's life changed.